Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, good afternoon. Before I describe the unique tradition in Indonesia, namely Nyadran, let me introduce myself. I'm Selma Yurasmar Sanda, and I'm from Pharmacy at the University of Muhammadiyah Malang. Indonesia has the largest Muslim population in the world. Every year, Muslims fast during the holy month of Ramadan. They abstain from eating, drinking, smoking, and having sex from dawn to dusk. Some people in Central Java and Yogyakarta have a unique way of approaching the fasting month of Ramadan, namely the Sadran or Nyadran tradition. 2 weeks before Ramadan, Javanese Muslim held was known as the Nyadran tradition. Nyadran comes from Sanskrit namely Shraddha, which means belief. The term is used by Hindus for a ritual performed for a person and ancestral spirits by means of a tomb pilgrimage. Nyadran is oral tradition by Javanese people, generally in rural areas. In Javanese, Nyadrans come from the word sadran, which means luar shaban. Nyadran is a cultural serious dish on the foundation, sowing of flowers, and the climax is the celebration of salvation and the ancestral graves. The tradition blends local culture and Islamic tradition. As stated on the poster, Nyadran is a tradition that has lasted hundreds of generations and is usually held on the 10th of Rajab, or when the month of Saban comes, precisely on the 10th, 15th, 20th, and 23rd. The history of Nyadran is derived from the Hindu-Buddhist tradition. Since the 15th century, the Wali Songo have combined this tradition with their Dewa, so that Islam can be easily accepted. At first, the guardians tried to believe in the belief that existed in Javanese society at the time regarding the worship of spirits, which in Islam were considered polluted. In order to conflict with the Javanese tradition at the time, the guardian did not abolish the custom harmonies and fulfill Islamic teaching, namely by reading verses of the Quran, tahlil, and prayer. Nyadran is understood as a form of relationship between ancestors with fellow humans and with God. Activities that are usually carried during Nyadran or Luhan are first, organizing a feast with the recitation of verses from the Quran, remembrance, tahlil, and prayer. Then close with a meal together. 2. Or second, performing the sit, namely cleaning ancestral graves from dirt and grass. Third, performing a grave pilgrimage ceremony by praying to the spirits who have died in the grave area. In tomb pilgrimage, pilgrims usually bring flowers, especially classy flowers. The classy flowers are used as a symbol of the close relationship between the pilgrim and the spirit being visited. People who follow Nyadran usually pray for their grandparents, parents, and relatives who have died. After the prayer, residents held a party or ate together along the route that had been dug with maize and banana leaves. Each family attending the party must bring their own food. The food must be in the form of traditional foods such as ingkung, chicken, liver fried chili sauce, mixed vegetables with spices, meatballs, fermented soybean cake, and bashin tofu, and so on. The Nyadran tradition is a culture that has meaning and value for the Javanese people. Nyadran in various places is held every year in the month of Lua until before the fasting month of Ramadan. Not only sending prayers to deceased ancestors, but Nyadran also implies the human must always remember themselves if life is essentially the same as waiting for death. Therefore, we must be careful in all our actions. There are many meanings in the implementation of Nyadran. There are 4 points that I will mention. First, the momentum to honor the ancestors. Second, the expression of gratitude to God. Third, maintain the harmony and peace of the brotherhood. And then the last one regarding the genealogy of going out and picking up the good teaching of predecessors. Okay everyone, in my opinion, Nyadran is a unique tradition based on meaning, the process of implementation, especially items are in the implementation of the tradition. What's unique is that the time of the implementation of this tradition is in the month of Saban or before the fasting month of Ramadan. Okay everyone, that is a description and a little bit of my opinion. Then what do you think? Unique, isn't it? Let us preserve this tradition without turning away from the true teachings of God. Finally, I think that's enough for this video. I apologize if there are any mistakes and thank you for your time and attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.